All right, so Tesla announced a new vehicle or a new variant of the Model Y. So let's check it out and see what the differences are and whether it's a good deal. All right, so the Model Y all-wheel drive is 294 miles of range, and it does have a 0 to 60 of 4.6 seconds, which is actually the same as the premium all-wheel drive. So it has the same drivetrain, and it just has less batteries, I guess, and that's what ends up giving you significantly less range, I guess. But it's still a possibly a good deal because it is $7,000 less than the premium all-wheel drive. There are certain things that now they're not calling them the standard rear-wheel drive and all-wheel drive. They're just calling the rear-wheel drive and the all-wheel drive, and the other models are now the premium models. So they did change the wording around those a little bit, but this new variant here is very much like the standard rear-wheel drive, except for that it is all-wheel drive, and the price difference is only $2,000, which is $7,000 less than the premium one. So that's a significant discount on that vehicle. But you do still give up the same things that you did with the standard model before it. So you see it has the open console. It doesn't have the lighting, the ambient light lighting around it. It doesn't have the glass panoramic roof. It just has a closed off glass roof, which I think is quite a bummer. Still has the textile seats, so maybe those hold up better. I don't know. Honestly, I haven't had any problems with the leather seats in it's not really leather, it's a vegan leather or whatever. But I haven't had any problem with that in any of our Teslas, and they've all had that. So I'm not really sure that it's actually more durable, but some people are saying that it is more durable. So maybe that's the case. I don't know. No rear screen, so it doesn't have the screen for the rear passengers like the premium models do. It doesn't have the powered seats, and it doesn't have the air-cooled seats and all that thing. So there are obviously those trade-offs as far as the the premium features versus the non-premium features. If you go and you compare those two, you can actually hit the compare models, and it brings up all the actual stats. So the rear-wheel drive is going to give you the 321 miles of range versus the new model here. The all-wheel drive gives you 294 miles of range, but you do get a significant bump in the 0 to 60, and of course all-wheel drive is going to be better in all road conditions. So that's good. You do lose the speakers, the same as the standard rear-wheel drive. You only have 7 speakers versus the premium models get 15 and a subwoofer. You lose the FM radio, which to me that is pretty wild. I don't really understand the cost savings around losing the FM radio, but whatever. And no Tesla models have had AM radios for quite some time. As far as I know, the 3 and the Y have never had them, so no difference there. But to drop the FM radio is pretty wild. You do get the 18-inch wheels by default. You can also go up to the 19-inch wheels if you want, but of course you're going to lose some range on that. Doesn't have as nice a display in the front. Again, we said the closed glass roof, so I don't know about that. It's pretty bummer in my opinion. You don't get the ambient lighting. You don't get the center console with all the storage there. It's just open, and I guess you could get something aftermarket and put it there however you want. But that's a bummer in my opinion. Manual adjust steering wheel instead of the power adjust one. Textile decor, which we already said. It doesn't have the HEPA filter, the bioweapon defense mode. So again, you lose a lot of stuff in these lower or standard models. They're not calling them standard anymore, but they are what was previously mentioned as the Model Y standard. So climate control, you don't have the screen in the back, obviously, to do the adjustment of the climate control. You don't have the ventilated front seats. So the front seats in the premium Model Y are ventilated. On this one, it is just heated. So that's sort of a bummer. Manual folding seats, which we said, and it does have the difference of you can't get the 7-seater, so the all-wheel drive standard does not allow for a 7-seat option, whereas the premium all-wheel drive does allow for the 7-seat interior as an option. Although I don't really recommend it. Maybe I'll do a video sometime of our Model Y with the 7 seats and explain why it's not preferred in my opinion. But then we do have the all the rest of the things here: manual folding side mirrors versus the power folding, the auto high beams versus adaptive high beams. You got not as good of a suspension, and so the ride comfort is obviously not going to be as good, but it might be better than the Ys that I have, because we don't have the Juniper models, so maybe it might be better than that, but I'm not sure. It's definitely not going to be as good as the premium models there. And then everything else is the same between all the rest of the options. So this new model, what do you think? It's definitely nice to have an all-wheel drive option, and that is again $7,000 less than you would pay for the premium model. I still think you lose a lot of things that I would want to have, and the range would still be my concern, but this might be a good model, for fleets or whatever it may be that want to have that all-wheel drive and the quicker speed, but also don't really care about any of those niceties of the premium model. So anyway, that's it. Just wanted to talk a little bit about that new model that Tesla released. Thanks so much for watching, and we'll catch you on the next one.